Hello and welcome back to Exothermic Plays Games. Today is a pretty exciting day. I'm recording this on October 16th, 2024, but that's not that important, although there's a thing I'm going to mention with it. But I am talking about debuting my community ranking on Patreon. So if you pay money to my Patreon, so at least $5, you can submit your own list of video games ranked up to 366 games. Doesn't have to be that many, but you can do up to that many, kind of, because that's what my list is for the year with the whole daily countdown project. So this is the inaugural list for that, and I'll have update videos as other things get submitted. But I did really want to show this off. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, just talk about some interesting things. But I do want to explain how it worked. So every game you submit gets points based on how you ranked it. So if you ranked it number 1 on your list, then it gets 10 points. If it's the bottom game on your list, it gets 1 point. And then everything else, the progression is based on how many games total you ranked. So if you rank 100 games, your halfway point is 50, that's 5 points. If you rank 200 games, your 100th best game gets 5 points, which is admittedly, 5 times more points than someone who would have ranked a 100 game list. So if you really want to push your games, it behooves you to rank more games. That being said, I'm gonna be sliding over here to show off, and I'm gonna start right at the top, number 1, right over there. So this is a lot of the top games are ones that 1 ranked highly on individual lists, and 2 were on several of the lists. The way the final ranking works, it's not like an average or anything like that. It is just a sum of all of the points. So games that are essentially, as we get more lists in, it will also determine not only like game quality, but also game popularity. So that all kind of matters and ties in. So there are currently 5 lists that have been submitted. There's more than that on the Patreon, but people are still working on things. But I told myself when I get to 5, that's enough data to kind of throw it out there and have something to present. So without further ado, the number 1 game on the Exothermic Plays Games community ranking is Hades. Hades by Supergiant Games. I really like Hades. I will be talking about Hades later. I'm not going to get into it that much right now, but notice how it's on all 5 lists. The lowest score it has is 7.29, and then there's this 8.4, and then the others are all in the 9s. So 44.35 points, a pretty significant leap over second place, although granted that one is on 4 lists, which is even crazier that it's up here, is Elden Ring. So 1 person out of the 5 did not rank, and actually I did message this person. I was like, hey, so you're missing Elden Ring. And they were like, oh, I haven't played it, which is the same camp I'm in. I haven't actually played any Souls-likes, which is wild to people. Every time I tell someone that, they're like, do you even play games? I've technically played some of them, but like, oh, I'm at a friend's house and, they're playing it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I want to try it out. It seems fun. And it is. They are fun. I like them. I've just never owned them and played them for more than like 40 minutes. So number 2, Elden Ring, 38.08. Nowhere near as big of a gap here. Dark Souls. I mean, hey, congratulations, for making the same game, same people. Then very different game than the Souls-likes. Portal. This is the next game that has all 5 lists on there, although definitely more of a range than, say, Hades. To this person, 9.58, real high, and then to this person, 4.65, bottom half, but still, respectable, I think. Disco Elysium, also a game where it's just not on a list. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic on everyone's list, 2.41. So I have not put Knights of the Old Republic on my ranking, and that's because I feel like I haven't played enough of it. I was late to the party, But ultimately, and I say I haven't played enough of it, I've played like 30 hours of that game. And I think it's not enough. So I would actually rank it quite high. But I didn't think I had informed enough of an opinion to put it on my ranking for the channel. So 2.41 is mind-blowing to me. Yep, another Souls-like. Hollow Knight, super awesome. I'll be talking about that later for sure. Return of the Obra Dinn, and I know I said I wasn't going to cover everything. I'm just doing like top 20, and then I'll just pick a few things. Return of the Obra Dinn is by far the highest ranked game on this list, that until I noticed that it's on a bunch of these people's lists, I had never heard of it. I had no idea what this game was. Never once heard of it. And holy crap, this game is cool. Return of the Obra Dinn. Okay, so we're in Steam here. This is what this game looks like. This is the visual, like it is a like murder mystery detective puzzle game with a like really weird old, like almost like this could look like the most advanced DOS like text art game you could ever imagine. It's so cool looking. I'm a huge fan of this. I am going to play this in 2025. You'll notice on my wish list. Hey, if you love me and wanna you know, buy me the games. Hey, so Return of the Obra Dinn, super cool. And I haven't even played it, and I'm like, this is one of the coolest games I've ever seen. Melee, here we've got a nice chunk of on all 5 things. 1.94, wow. 1.86 on Stardew Valley. I'm gonna have a lot to say about Stardew Valley later. Pokemon Red and Blue, that makes a lot of sense. It is, you know, everyone has played this. I think my mom has played this game. So, yeah. Number 13, Skyrim, notably absent here. Number 14, Breath of the Wild. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, there's going to be a cool thing popping up here. All right, so Breath of the Wild on 4 lists, 31.48 points, doing pretty well. Majora's Mask, number 15, doing pretty well on 4 lists. Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, doing pretty well on 4 lists. Man, this person's got to play more Zelda. Holy crap. Okay, Combo Breaker, Final Fantasy VI. So I have said a lot about Final Fantasy VI. I had a whole 20+ minute video about Final Fantasy VI, and then so I mentioned today's October 16th, yesterday October 15th, Tuesday. Old Gamers Almanac put out a podcast episode where I joined them, and I talked about it for like another hour and some change. I've talked a lot about Final Fantasy VI. I'm done talking about Final Fantasy VI. You can check any of that stuff out if you want to hear me talk about it. And then, hey, we're back! Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So this was so funny to me. And you'll notice that, like, it is spread out, like it's not, I mean, these ones are 6 point something, but hey, Wind Waker up here 8.5, then these are like 8 something, and then oh, really high here. So these two thought Wind Waker was way better, and then like this person's like Breath of the Wild and Ocarina of Time, those are like goats, but then like middle. So like the opinion is really spread out on these Zelda games, but it all aggregated to almost the same. I mean, 30.08 compared to 30.02, a 0.06 difference in points. Okay, that's Final Fantasy VI, but the point is still there. And then, yeah, and then we're done talking about Zelda for a while. So, and then Oblivion, XCOM Enemy Unknown, Celeste. Celeste is a game that I absolutely plan to make a video for. I have not played Celeste yet, but it is like very near the top. So if I don't make a video for Celeste in 2025, let's say it is January 1st, 2026, I give all of you permission to sue me for $1. And I don't mean like class action. 100 people sue me, I'm paying out $100. So, you know, there will be a Celeste video sometime in 2025. And then a bunch of stuff. So I do I'm not going to talk about all of it. You can there's a link to all of this in the description down below. I do want to give a shout out. Oh no, I haven't reached it yet. So like some of the things that are ranked highly on like a couple lists. And I think it's been a lot of fun. Silent Hill 2, here we go. It's been a lot of fun to like see how this evolves over time. I've loved that. 10 points. This is somebody's #1 game. And then 9.31, also pretty close to #1. And then nothing. So like this game ranked really highly, but just absent from other lists. And then so yeah, there's a lot here. You can go through it. This is linked in the description. At least a version of this is linked in the description below. And I'm going to have sheets that show how it changes from update to update. Like it'll have like, you know, previous rank number, blah, spots moved up, whatever, spots moved down. And so you'll be able to see that change over time, which is really neat. There'll be a public version of this, and then also, you know, my private version for editing purposes. But I love this project. It's been so fun. Shout out to Final Fantasy XI. This is someone's #1 game, and it's not on anyone else's list. So if you want to give this game love, give it a friend, you can make that happen. So yeah, check it out. If you want to check out my other videos, you know, I won't complain. But like, yeah, thank you for sitting with me, seeing this. And for the people that have done their lists or are working on lists, thank you so much. You are amazing. I know how much work can go into making these lists. I think it's so awesome, the amount of excitement I have seen from people just to do this with me, because they want to do it with me, is so mind-blowing. Like, I'm still trying to like wrap my head around it. The idea that people have wanted to give me money and then do homework. There was one person that was like, I didn't want to give you money, but then I learned there was homework, and I'm like, take the money. And it's wild. But thank you. All right, well, you all have a great day.